Hi, I'm Tobias Kuhn, and I would like to share some thoughts on FAIR with respect to machine actionability. Machine actionability is tightly coupled to the I aspect of FAIR, the interoperability. Looking backwards, interoperability was probably the aspect that was most often overlooked, or at least not interpreted in its original strong sense. And this is probably also due to the fact that it's simply the hardest aspect of all to cover fully. FAIR is not just about metadata records for data sets. FAIR is about the data itself. So the content of the data should be findable, should be accessible, should be interoperable, should be reusable. And the interoperable part is a really tricky one. And so far, very few are fully doing this. And the reason is simply that even now, 10 years later, we still don't have tools that fully support that across domains in all kinds of use cases. And it's not because of the lack of progress. We've made a lot of very impressive progress in many ways. But the FAIR principles were just very, very challenging from the start. So they were very bold, they set very high aspirations of where we want to go. And that's great. And we should keep working on that. But at the same time, looking forward, looking into the future, this should also not stop us from thinking broader and thinking farther into the future than just completing this task. So FAIR is focusing quite closely on data sets and data. But scientific knowledge is not just about data. Scientific knowledge is about interpretations, it's about generalizations, it's about qualifications, it's about evidence and evidence trails, it's about scientific equipments and the whole relation between these entities. It's also about the scientific discourse that happens around all these parts, about assessments, about reviews, about curation. And then, of course, about the people, the researchers, most importantly, but also other stakeholders. It's about their opinions as well. It's about their arguments and how they relate to each other, and how, based on all of these, we somehow construct human knowledge on a global scale. And the FAIR principles, I believe, they apply to all of these parts. They apply to all of these kind of publicly visible aspects of this scientific or scholarly socio-technical ecosystem. And that's, I think, what we should aim for the future. And there are already starting points now to do that, to make all of these, the scientific discourse in a broad sense, the scientific knowledge down to the data, but also including evidence and scientific equipments and all these different kinds of things, to make them all findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So that's the thing I'm most interested in this context. And we have started to make the first steps. And I think there's a very exciting development. And I'm looking forward to be together with you all in Leiden at the Lawrence workshop. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. See you there. Bye.